Hello everyone and welcome to the King Angel Show. Remember to like this video, comment on what you think about it, share it out to your loved ones, and subscribe to my channel. You can also become a Patreon member for exclusive content, and you can also join the Discord community for the King Angel Show. All links in the description box below. Thank you very much. I appreciate your continued support. Enjoy. Okay, but we'll start with the meat and bones of this. Cool. So this first one is a history of cats with humans. We're gonna figure out what drew cats' attention to want to chill and vibe with us and make us fall desperately in love with them. If you're in love with your cat and your cat owns your heart, let me know in the let me know in the chat. I'm a complete sucker for mine. When she streams upstairs and down, I hear you come into her stream so often. I started shouting out your famous in this house, and now I get to tell you. Yeah, cats also can't have milk. You know, it's crazy because, for example, you watch Tom and Jerry, and they're always giving there's always like a plate of milk and stuff, and that it's true. You're exactly correct, Jenny. They can't drink milk like that. That's a huge no-no. I wish that would be information that people would know like that, because a lot of people are under the impression that they can give cats milk. It's crazy. All right, let's start with them.
Cats are the most common pets in the world. Since the beginning of human civilization, cats have been companions to people, and even more than that at times. The cat-human relationship began as a partnership of convenience linked to the beginnings of agriculture, but evolved over time into a not very much mutual connection and appreciation that has been growing for the last 10,000 years. From the African wildcat to the domesticated house cat, the fascinating journey and history of the cat touches almost all corners of the world. But how did we come to have the smaller version of lions as pets of our own? Regardless of their cuteness and size, cats are still felines, a class of mammals that hunted and feeded on human flesh for years and years on end. How did we figure it out? Genetic studies have shown that cats have lived as undomesticated along human societies for much longer than previously thought.
Dude, that cat emo was awesome. I loved it. And it's crazy because it kind of looked like that cat that was being shown beforehand. Okay, let's continue.
Means that unlike dogs whose DNA diverged when they were domesticated from wolves, domesticated cats have changed relatively.
Obi, thank you so much for joining chat. I appreciate that. You also hunt and feed on flesh. Thank you for that. Hey, I appreciate that, Lost Boomer. Thank you so much. Wow, look at this cat. Look at the cat. Two different color. What is it that called? That's Daltone, is it? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I might be wrong, but look how beautiful that looks.
Relatively little from their wild relatives. This may be in part because cats were domesticated and living with humans much later in history. Whereas dogs were domesticated during the tail end of the Paleolithic period, meaning approximately 15,000 years ago, evidence suggests that cats probably first began living with people in an undomesticated form in the Neolithic period 8,000 years ago. In the Neolithic period, humans began farming and storing food, which consequently attracted rodents, pursued by cats, as prey. Evidence of actual cat domestication from this period is scant. Yet in pre-dynastic Egypt, pre-3150 BC, and eventually dynastic Egypt, it appears more and more likely that cat domestication occurred. Iconography from these periods demonstrates humans had developed important and meaningful relationships and a complex series of beliefs about cats. The two main theories surrounding the domestication of cats are that either the original wild cats, Felis sylvestris libica, were deliberately tamed and selected for friendliness, or that rather than being specifically selected, they were more tolerated by humans and gradually diverged from their wild relatives through natural selection and adaptation to hunting the vermin found around human settlements.
Which is actually one of the main reasons why, I mean, he did give like two theories, but the most prominent one is that due to the due to like vermin, like they mentioned, and it ruining crops and like agriculture. Oh, when humans noticed that cats would hunt vermin, they thought to themselves, you know what? Maybe we should have these cats. If we give them food, maybe they'll hunt this vermin for us. And now we have domesticated cats. There's a really interesting meme going that I saw once, and it's the first picture was like a cat like back in that day and hunting and all that, and then the second picture was a cat, but they put like a costume on the cat, and he's like this. They took a picture of it, and it's the first part is I used to hunt for a living, and then the other one is I am now someone's play toy. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that's exactly. Dude, he's hunting the rats. Why don't we just give it food? Maybe it'll do it for us. The cat's like, you know what? I like that deal. You give me food, and you give me love, and I'll hunt these vermin for you. Deal. And now we're here. I love cats. All right, moving on.
The latter is probably more likely, at least in the early stages of taming, as other animals such as ferrets and dogs would actually have been much more effective and efficient if human control of vermin had been the purpose. In either scenario, several traits of cats, including their small size, social nature, body language, love of play, high intelligence, and perhaps an inborn tendency among all small felids towards tameness, may have facilitated their domestication. It is widely known that Egyptians venerated cats while worshipping cat deities that represented fertility, power, and justice. Probably spreading from Egypt to other societies along ancient trade routes,
Appreciate that lurk, Boomer. Thank you very much.
cats eventually came to integrate with different cultures around the world. Today, numerous cultures have varied and often complex beliefs surrounding the cats that live within and near their societies. So let's look deeper into exactly that. Societies around the world can regard cats as either good or bad omens. In most Muslim societies, the cat is a revered animal. Given the geographic proximity, this may be related to the Egyptian veneration of cats that spread from the Near East. According to hadiths, or divine accounts or narratives, it is said that the Prophet Muhammad prohibited the killing of cats after a cat saved him from a snake attack. Perhaps in gratitude for saving him, Muhammad became a staunch protector of cats. One of his friends, Abu Hurairah, whose name is actually translated into father of the kitten, even notes that Muhammad declared that a woman went to hell for starving a kitten. The Muslim admiration of cats extends beyond the Near East. In describing the beliefs of Muslims near Community Bay, Indonesia, Adriani and Kriet note that Muslims have a special appreciation for the cat and a special set of beliefs related to how one treats cats and animals in general.
I just realized that my cat's listening to everything that this person is saying, and I might have just gotten myself into a situation because he's going to start getting ideas now.
Especially those domesticated. More specifically, cats play a role in one's destiny in the afterlife. It is believed that a cat is encountered when one enters the afterlife. When the soul has walked around a bit, it comes to a bridge across a river, where a cat stands watch. They go on to cite a similar set of important stories similar to that of Muhammad's ultimate admonition of cat cruelty.
Have you guys ever heard about the Rainbow Bridge? That's what he was referring to about that. Like they call it the Rainbow Bridge, and I'm not gonna talk about it, but you can Google it. It's really sad. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, you know what it is, Jenny? Yeah, it's really sad. Look for it at your own risk. You will probably cry. You'll shed some tears. But that's what he was referring to. Like, there's a whole thing about that. So again, it's called the Rainbow Bridge. All right, moving on.
They note it is believed that a woman was specially punished in the underworld on account of mistreating a cat. Furthermore, Muslims of the Tamani Bay believe that if one mistreats a cat, there are ritual actions that could help solidify one's position in heaven. If someone has killed a cat on earth, then he must first take the hairs of this cat, one by one, up on a mountain. In general, for Muslims around the world, being good to cats is thought to potentially help an individual get to heaven. Another story where it is described how a pious person who found favor before Allah learned that he owed this not so much to the faithful fulfillment of his religious duties as to the care of an unfortunate cat.
Is it overtired? Is it the part where you have to? They have to. If you kill a cat, you have to take each hair up a mountain. B, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. Sorry. Was it that part? Cause that's crazy right there. That's a little bit much, indeed. Alright, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, dude. My cat is so fluffy. Could you imagine? Wow. Sphinx cats, those are like the best bets that you can go with. Like, you know what? I'll take the hairless one in case anything ever happens. I appreciate everyone being here. All right, moving on with history of cats with humans.
Massey and Messner, on the other hand, describe cultural beliefs related to cats in Persian culture. A cat's behavior may be interpreted as either a good or a bad omen. For example, a cat washing or licking its paws and cleaning its face near the front door indicates that a guest will arrive soon. Similarly, if the feline face cleaning occurs while an onlooker has his hand in their pockets, it is believed that the person will receive money that day. In rural Thailand, cats are symbolically viewed in a completely different manner. Associated
Hey Nate, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here, bud.
with the dry season, cats are used in rural rain-making ceremonies. Like many societies that enact rituals during dry seasons or droughts, adherents to the Thai folk religion of Ban Nai pick a female cat raised in the temple to be the central focus of a rain ritual. Carried in a cage, the female cat is taken house to house while devotional songs to the gods are sung. At each house, the dwellers welcome the singers and throw water on the cat. After each house is visited, a feast is held at the temple, and the soggy cat is left to dry. Although this sounds uncomfortable for
Damn, poor cat. If I so much as if I'm like doing something, washing my hands, and the cat's next to me, and like one drop of water, my cat runs away. And these people, like, they drench that poor cat in water and they leave him to dry off. Bruh, that's horrible. Like, yeah, humans are weird, dude. Like, why would you do that? Poor kitty. Can we take a moment to just appreciate how beautiful his eyes are? It's just... Wow. I'm a crazy cat, man.
cats, it is an important symbolic ritual for the Ban Nai. Across Thailand, tossing water on a cat is viewed as a powerful symbolic gesture.
B, I went like this to my cat once, and my cat, like, he didn't pay attention to me for like a few hours. Could you imagine a soggy cat? That is so awful, dude. That's so crazy. Poor kid.
We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight.
Oh shit, I hope they took a break. I meant to go like this, but I didn't do it on time. That's so bad. All right, let's see how they treat cats here.
With their general aversion to water, cats symbolize dryness or drought. Another scholar describes this as follows. The cat would seem to symbolize those natural or supernatural forces that prefer dryness, and hence must be decisively overcome.
Viking, it happens to the best of us. Don't worry about it. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. We are learning about cats. Today's a full cat episode. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you guys are enjoying it too. My cuteness overload meter it's through the roof. I don't know if you can see, like, I've just been like fidgety and I can't stay in place because it's just, look at the little nose, dude. Just look at the little nose. What has this cat done to me? Like, what is... Dude, I used to be so strong, and I used to be, like, so, like... and, like, I used to... Dude, and... This cat has me wrapped around his finger as if it were a child, and I don't even understand how. Oh, thank you very much, Viking. I appreciate that. There we go. Yay. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that raid. Look at the... Oh, okay. I can't just have you guys look at things like this because it's weird. Moving on.
By a drenching process, which symbolizes the desired reward itself. Based on this belief system, cats are soaked in water as a form of sympathetic magic to bring rain and end dry spells. Nevertheless, not all cat behaviors are taken as good omens. For Persians, cat behavior can be associated with very dangerous omens. For instance, if a cat rubs its face on a person, it is a sign of impending danger. In regards to feline brawling, when two cats fight, they must be separated quickly or some difficulty will arise. Perhaps the worst omen related to cats is a dead cat found in the house. It is thought that a dead cat must immediately be expelled from the house to ward off imminent misfortune. It is also commonly thought that black cats are entities called jinn, more commonly known as genies in English. Given that jinn are powerful and dangerous spiritual creatures, mistreating black cats is therefore a risky proposition. If a jinn...
I appreciate that cheer. Thank you so much, Beat. About to give you guys a kind of a sad fact, but it's the reality. Here in the States, black cats are the least adopted, and black cats are the least photographed. If you go into like rescues and like shelters and stuff, you will predominantly find black cats or like tuxedo cats that have more of the of their black fur than they have like white, and that sucks so much. Like my cat's a tuxedo cat, and we're thinking of getting another cat. I'm gonna get. I love black. Is my favorite color. I mostly just wear black. I guess today's not the best example, but they're just so majestic. I just love black cats, and it pains me that that's what people think about them, and it's all associated to the superstition, you know. And another sad fact is that, especially during this month, you can kind of put two and two together. A lot of things tend to happen more to black cats. But yeah, dude, time to adopt some black cats, definitely. But it's a very sad fact, unfortunately. Human beings they're just so weird, and it's all linked to a superstition that has absolutely no factual basis to it whatsoever. That sucks. Of course, they should be celebrated. I mean, this should be celebrated. Period. All cats should be, but like, because of a superstition that you think that it's attached to bad luck, I don't know. That's just very ridiculous in my eyes. But that's just me. Moving on.
Is harassed or tormented, a fainting spell will come upon the harasser. Furthermore, it is thought that if a black cat enters a room at night, it must be greeted just in case it is a maleficent jinn. The risk of an immediate induced psychological state of insanity is a possible side effect of improperly greeting such a special guest. That, and the fact that most of us people all around the world were raised on the idea that they're just bad luck. In the Yucatan, Maya sorcerers are thought to have the ability to transform into several forms of domestic animals, including cats. A shape-shifting sorcerer that can turn into a cat is called a Yuaimis, or cat sorcerer.
Hey Phantom, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here.
In a Zande society, located in north-central Africa, a wildcat called an arandera is feared and thought to be an extremely deadly omen. Just seeing the arandera can cause a person's death. Associated with witchcraft and lesbianism, these cats have bright bodies with large eyes that gleam in the night, while they produce an extremely shrill sound. Ancient Egyptians worshipped a feline goddess named Bastet, who was depicted as half feline, half woman. In the Mesopotamia region and Turkey, and on the Mediterranean island of Cyprus.
I don't know. I heard it, and in my head, I'm like, what? But I just let it go through because whatever. I think he's trying to prove a point or something. I don't know. I don't that's kind of what I thought. It's thought to be a lesbianism. Like, what? I've never heard that word before in my life. I didn't even. Okay, maybe I'll give it to him. Maybe that's a word. I'm being ignorant right now, but overtired. I I had that same reaction in my head as you did. Metal God Elf, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. That's so weird. All right, moving on. I appreciate everyone being here, and I hope you're enjoying this episode.
Cats were living among people thousands of years before they existed in Egypt.
Yeah, Pickle Rick, I'm just as surprised. Oh. What a beautiful purr. That's my cat's purr. Well, I mean, it says it right there. Yeah. I'm just as confused as you guys are with that. I don't know, but oh well. Moving on.
In fact, evidence suggests that people domesticated cats in the Middle East more than 10,000 years ago, and cats were revered in many of the region's traditions. Around 3000 BC, the people of China began to domesticate the leopard cat and the western wildcat for pest control. During the Sung dynasty, people cherished cats as loyal pets. Artists depicted them in paintings and sculptures. The Chinese culture considered the cat as a symbol of good luck. Cats are just regarded quite differently in cultures around the world. Cats can be viewed as messengers of good omens, bad omens, magical beings used to induce rains, as well as transform into genies and sorcerers. Furthermore, it appears that cultural continuities regarding cat beliefs exist even between distant continents, societies, and worlds.
Awesome. That was that first video, a history of cats with humans. We'll move on to the second one. Little fun fact. Cats are now being more accepted back home, Dominican Republic. That's where I was born. But we're still not there yet with our acceptance of cats, like here in the States or in other places. More so, this, like, my generation and on has had more more love towards cats. My parents, they hate cats. My like, and I've heard stories of my grandparents and back, past generations, and cats back home weren't. They were always, used for that. Like, people had them like for chasing rats and stuff, but they wouldn't allow cats inside of the house. They would like feed cats out in the open. Like, it was just a more of a I feed you, you hunt, more than the, like, I guess, love that you and I that own cats have for our feline pets. Like, like our fur babies. I cuddle with my cat and stuff. I explained that to my parents, and my mom was like dumbfounded. She's like, "Are you insane? That's an animal. Like, how could you cuddle with an animal like that?" And yeah, she just doesn't understand. She doesn't put two and two together. But yeah, that's how it is there. I really appreciate you making it all the way to the end of the video. If you like my reactions, consider becoming a Patreon member for exclusive content, and also join the Discord community for the King Angel Show. All the links in the description box below. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.